Welcome to Satsang. Whatever is presented to me, to you, it's an aspect of what you are. And when I say an aspect, it's a kind of description that it falls into the jaw of the time and space. It is the creation. And creation is that itself in a form, in forms. So when the mind is busy with something, it's easy to see when you wake up, you suddenly recognize, oh, what am I doing? Or I am busy. You know that the mind is busy. Now, it is less obvious when the mind is quiet. Actually, it's also a presentation of your mind. The mind is quiet. So it's also an aspect of who you are. So the thing is not to confuse any aspect for what you are, at least a moment. It occurs. And when I speak of the obviousness of it, I speak more about the experience of its experience of what is not objective. It's absolute, it is silence, it is quiet, it is eternal in a way. We can have those experiences. But you have to know that the obviousness, as I mentioned, is also an aspect. Because otherwise, if you don't experience that, you will feel, I lost myself. That fear will be there. What you are it. And if you want to figure it out, it will be presented by something. Otherwise, it's never figure it out, or all the time, but with its own expression. Okay, I don't know. If you want me to speak more, you ask me.
I feel like what I've associated with fire in myself is seems lost or doesn't seem to be here in the past couple of years. And I just wanted to express it.
Okay.
What I've associated with the search, this feeling of being in love and being pulled in to myself. It's just not here anymore.
So what is here?
A soberness and a little, as far as the personality, a feeling kind of stuck.
Yeah, because you somehow, or I ask you to be sober now.
Yeah.
It's a kind of attainment. You accomplish that after having been so much taken by your passions or fire or whatever. Yeah?
Yeah.
So now through the investigation, probably, or whatever life brings, you quieten down, in a way.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's a description, isn't it? It's presented to you in this way now, which is good for life. No doubt, it's a kind of refuge for the life. But it's not, it would be limited to say it's what I am.
Yeah.
What I am can produce states of very busy identification, as it can produce soberness, tranquility, even, as I say, obviousness of what is. So, did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you searching then?
I don't think I'm, I don't, I mean, the self or the personality is always searching for something.
Yeah,
that
sure.
is,
Even I
yeah.
search for my ginger tea.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that.
Yeah.
And even his search is to be sober or to be quiet at times. Of course, it's too much. This life is too too much. So that are gifts you give to yourself.
Yeah.
Yet it is in the domain of someone in the creation. I experience that. I experience soberness. Even if you feel probably you are not there as you feel you are there when you are busy. But how can you know, how can you say anything if you were not there?
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't worry, you have always been yourself. You just confused it with a state, with an experience.
Yeah.
And experiences will come and go.
Okay.
Yeah? You can cherish a few more, of course. Human will cherish something more than other things. But know that it's just a preference in my personal life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Very nice. You see, you are not more yourself if you are in a state of meditative state or not. It is just that you feel better, maybe, or in your life it's a liking you have some results which makes you more, at least to have a refuge in a quiet space. And I have nothing to say here, but if you want to not to depend on a state, you have to know what is. It's what you are, but no more as somebody. It is just a background, it is just whatever description is not correct, but it's what you are. And that, if you objectify it by any mean, it's an objectification of it. Again, nothing wrong, because as long as this body is alive, it will be like this. But don't confuse. If you want to be liberated from beliefs, don't confuse an aspect for what is, for what you are. Yeah. You continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think when I look at the past of the search,
Yeah.
I think I had a lot of meaning for that feeling, for that aspect of.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And you know, when we search, we understand in a certain way, and we understand I'm not happy with my life, for example. I search something else, and I hear the wise speak of something else, so I will go there, I will follow that. And of course, you think forever I will be at peace and happy and in love all the time, and all those descriptions which are given, which can be, but it will always be for a while. It can come back, but so uncompromisingly there are experiences of it, you see, that you have to know, because then only that will make your search and the seeker disappear. Otherwise the seeker becomes a finder. For me, nothing wrong, but maybe at some point in the life the finder will be at loss. It will question itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a life question, maybe. So I really enjoy to stay out of too many thoughts. But when I work, I feel like I have to compromise on that.
Oh, you need to catch thoughts, that's sure.
When doing complex problem solving, it's but it feels wrong to leave this joy.
No, it's not wrong.
No.
Listen. Both are states of mind. So it's your right to have joy and enjoyment, and yours is when you are less busy with your mind or your body or your feelings. Yeah. So you found a state like that, and you enjoy it. But it is still the mind, because it is presented. Do you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, great. So the mind is dual. You see, you cannot keep him all the time busy, though it looks for some people, but in between thoughts anyway there is a gap. Or you will want to keep it, I don't know, I started the sentence, but or you want to keep it all the time quiet, which is also an impossibility, because it's the mind. So you have not to get judgments here. Unless you are very unhappy and then you start to search something else. You are judging towards whom? Because you judge if you believe in a God who said, this is righter than that.
No, it's. I don't think I'm judging. I think it's more that it's a dilemma, because I'm consciously making a choice here.
Yeah, but the state of quietness is not it too, huh?
Yeah, but it's very enjoyable.
I know. I know it is very enjoyable. Do enjoy, but enjoyment always leaves you at some point.
It's just that it feels wrong to consciously leave it.
It's not wrong.
No, but
it is just that you are attached. You are attached. You are attached to it, which of course is also natural in the human world. So, just drop the judgment. It doesn't mean anything. You add a problem more. Why?
That's true.
Then don't add problems. We try to undo rather than doing, even though it is still the mind, but one is more happy in undoing, that is sure. But The thing is why there is still a search, is because this undoing is ephemeral, temporary. And it will always remain, the result of it will always remain temporary. That's why in the end you really want to know, but who am I in fact, if it is not even when I am happy and enjoying? Yeah.
So it's okay to keep working and leaving that.
I think it's even very good.
Sorry?
I think for you it's even very good.
Mm.
Yeah? Behind. Not everybody has a destiny to be a yogi or a quiet mind in a quiet space and all that. No, that is not in one's hand. So, nothing to judge. Yes?
I really appreciate sitting in your presence. It's been a year.
Yeah. Your projection is beautiful. Yeah.
And a question arose spontaneously that many times I feel this field of like literally like this infinite potentiality, like every moment is like so many options. It's like overwhelming.
Yeah.
And then this dance of like there is this invitation to this direction and that direction, and like who is this something that is choosing? Is it me or not really? It's like a free will, or is it already given? It's just a play of consciousness that is like, oh, you have these infinite opportunities. And so like, how do I make a decision? Kind of following the intuition, I know, but then what is that?
You know, you have that problem unnecessarily. It's because you probably have a concept of free will and you have heard all those things about the truth and all that. Why not to stay simple? As a human being, you may have, of course, different way to choose things and all, but in the end, you always do something in some direction. You don't need to think so much. Because whatever happens or doesn't happen had to be like this in your personal life. I would say your destiny with your birth is this way. It's not healthy to think all the time the infinite directions which are there. But it's not healthy because in the end you don't do anything, or when you choose you will always say, did I do right or not? So it becomes overwhelming and very complicated. And in the end to come to the same results, because in the life that you think that you choose or not, anyway, it's done. It is, you can say it's not your choice and it is your choice. I'm not only telling it's not your choice. It's just we have to maintain the paradox in this life. So what? What you do with that answer? If it doesn't help you, ask more.
What I understood as you said, like that no matter what the things, the life's happening, is this...
It's what you have to live.
Yeah, there is this felt sense of this, there is this potentiality where that I can be everywhere. I can be here and there. So it's not really a mind stuff.
It is.
It's an experience of like, whoa, like an expanded state, and then it falls back into the mind, which is like, oh,
But
I have to make a decision.
Listen, you have always been in the mind so far. It's not that you suddenly were out of your mind. All what you describe is mind. Whatever you can describe is the mind. That's what I try to show you. Even if you believe in free will, let's say, and then, of course, then you don't know in which direction you will be led, but you will be led somewhere probably. It's life. After all, life is a movement. But it is still in the mind, all that. Visions, there are visions of life, different visions of life. You can choose one that you prefer or another. It's still a vision. It's still very relative and personal. So don't make your life complicated. Life is enough complicated by itself because it is infinite creativity. It's true. So just live. Just live. What can I say? I think don't go. Just try one day. When you have all the thoughts you brought, don't go into them for one day, or try at least, and see what's going on. There is absolutely no attitude or no way of life which is nearer the truth. Everything is that anyway. So
That's helpful.
try.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, this is kind of a follow-up now. Is it better to investigate more routinely, like once a day or twice a day or something like this, than to... because I've heard you say, do it when you feel.
Yeah, because then you have the fire to be free. Because I don't believe that during a day you have the same fire for liberation. It needs guts. It needs, I don't know, no, I take the risk, which has, in fact, there is no risk, you are already it, but you believe so much in your mind that what is said like that makes sense, otherwise it doesn't make sense. And also, there is no recipe, you see. According to the temperament of someone, maybe to investigate in a, let's say, legal way, in a regular way, okay? In a regular way fits. Because after all, it doesn't bring you more concepts or more objects if it is a real investigation, let's say. But otherwise, it's also good. You do it when it's enough, it's enough when this comes. You are very free here. It depends on you.
I really, yeah.
Oh, you can do both. You can do both. There is no recipe. This is the thing. Because in fact, what is said is to be taken at once, just now. You are it. And whatever you will feel, sense, or understand, it is the mind. And of course, the mind will be at loss because he always has to figure out something. But here, no, don't touch it. But just a moment, because it's not in time, it is enough. And I think once this is like that, you will not search. Even if you feel lost, then you will love to, oh, it's my mind. And then again, for a while, you just, discard it. But yeah. Because the investigation is also in the mind. It helps a lot. It helped me a lot, of course. But at some point, you are still busy with the mind. So if you can't help, do it, sure. Or there are a few other ways. Some take the devotion to open their heart and so on. What I wanted to say. Yeah, but you have always to hear also, I am that. I am that, even if it is absolutely incomprehensible. And it is, and it will always remain incomprehensible. But the incomprehensibility for a seeker is unbearable. He has still to search. And for the one who has seen why to be a seeker, why to be anybody to know who you are, that is the problem, is to place yourself in some identity. Then you don't need to investigate anymore.
I didn't catch that last.
You see, it's because you are a seeker that you investigate. But why do you don't question the fact to think you are a seeker? You probably question many identities you had or not so far. Many roles. Maybe through the investigation you saw, oh, it's a role, it can stay, but I know it's a role of mine, it's not who I am. It's the same with the seeker. It's a way of life, it is a search, but who tells you that you have to be a seeker? It's because you believe you are a seeker that you seek and you have to find enlightenment. What happens if you are not a seeker even? But don't catch another identity, of course. So if you still catch another identity immediately, then better to be the seeker, because then you investigate at least towards the source of this mind. But you see the mechanism?
I think so.
Great.
And I think it's good for me to do the investigation more regularly.
Whatever.
And there's where this thing with work comes up, especially after satsang days like this. Or maybe not. No.
But don't
it feels
forget,
like it's in conflict somehow. You have to tell me it's not.
It's not. But you see, part of the investigation is also to hear, I am that.
The appearances are clear clearer here.
Yes. Yes. And don't judge them. Don't judge them. Hi.
Hello. I'm wondering, do I need a living teacher that knows me and that I meet regularly to stop the search and realize who I am?
What did you do up to now?
The past 2.5 years I lived in a community with a teacher.
Okay, so you know that, you follow that.
Yes, I do.
And why do you doubt now?
Well, I left the place.
But why? You doubt.
Yes, I doubted.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you doubted about yourself. Oh, I'm not yet enlightened, even being with that teacher.
I mean,
Even people with Papaji left the body and then what? I'm not yet enlightened. But they go to another teacher then. To hear, are you like a bag of rice to run here and there, to be bought here and there?
no.
Ah. So who are you?
I don't know. I'm just alive.
That's too much to say. Then it's a bag of love. A bag too much, it's heavy to carry, you know. Why don't you stay just at, I don't know, my mind cannot know. My mind cannot know, and that's enough.
Yeah, in one way it's enough, and another way my mind is restless sometimes.
But why you go there? If you know it's the mind, if you learn something, you know that whatever is presented is the mind. Let it be in a quiet shape, let it be in a disturbed shape. It's the mind. So, are you a mind?
No.
Ah, so you learned well. I'm not a mind. Then keep quiet then. Whatever your mind wants to tell you, you don't go there for a while.
Thank you.
Yeah? Yeah?
Hi, Ganga.
Hi.
I feel a little bit nervous. Yeah, you know, when you were talking at the beginning of the session and you were saying everything that we experience is an aspect of ourselves.
Yeah.
And if we let that go for just a moment, you know, like that, I feel somehow that feels a very sort of anxious, almost a panicky feeling for me.
Which is also an aspect of the mind.
Yeah.
or an aspect of that in the shape of the mind.
Yeah, it's. I'm not sure if I have anything to say in particular, or a question.
Well, I guess you would like not to feel that experience,
Yeah.
and but then, do you want to be liberated in the life, to be all the time so good, so well?
Well, that's my problem.
Or do you want to liberate yourself, which means the life will have its beautiful moments and its opposite too, still. It's as you like. What do you prefer? To be fooled by your mind or not?
What are my two options again?
I know that my English is not good, but so don't you confuse the liberation we speak in Satsang with the fact that the belief that one day, if I am free from anxiety and suffering in my life, this is it. Yeah, sure. It's natural in a way. Of course, a human being, he doesn't like to suffer and or to be not happy. That is sure. Yet, what he can also see is that even when he enjoys, he's frustrated because it always goes. Or he has to repeat the same thing and conditions are not always the same, etc., etc. We know that. Yeah? In that way, there will be a kind of search, maybe a bit more than simply being well in life, even though that's natural to want so. Yeah? And that is liberation. Liberation to be tyrannized by the duality, tyrannized by this mind. Now listen. Who you are, as I see, the one who speaks to me or to whom I speak, will continue probably to be tyrannized in some degrees by the mind, yeah? But what can leave him is the search for, but who am I in fact? What, is there something permanently real? That's pointed out by liberation, liberated from hooking at beliefs. And the basic belief is I am somebody. I am this body and mind, because you experience it, you feel, you sense, you think. It's so concrete. Yeah? So here, as I said, it will not fit the way of the mind to see that. Because it will not be an accomplishment, because you are it, and because this is it without a personal I, because the creation is possible. Yeah. So it's, let's say, prior to your belief I am somebody, I am born. What is prior?
And I know it.
But then why you ask a question? Why you give so much importance to the anxiety? Anxiety can be there and it is unbearable and all, but you know it will pass, it's my mind.
Because,
No.
I'm trying. Very good.
Because what? Because this anxiety should not be there. There is a belief. Yeah. The anxiety can be there, but you will not make a belief that this has to be changed, or I have to work on that. It appears. It's really not fun. But somehow you are in it, and then it goes.
It's the feeling that there's something that needs to be figured out, you know.
Feeling or thinking or sensing is exactly the same. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very...
So your judgment again, your preference is on the way. Of course we prefer to be well. This I don't touch as human. But here we try for a split second not to touch the life.
Yeah.
So you have not to do anything for that. You already are it. You said you know.
Well, otherwise it wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do you would like to change or to know? You want to change not to be anxious? Or is it deeper than that? If you know who you are, which is the subject of satsang.
Sure.
Yeah?
I mean, I sort of do. I mean, I don't know it in a way that I could. I don't know it in a way that I could think about. Like, I couldn't explain it to you.
So are you still searching or not? Your question made me believe you search, but tell me, are you still searching this search, but who am I in fact? You have to go in your mind to reply.
I don't know. I guess so. I'm trying to. Everything is the only thing that's there.
I would not trust my mind to reply this question.
I don't know. I guess to be honest, I don't really know what the question means. Like, am I still searching? I
Okay. So it's not really true when you say I know it. You know the information. I am that. I am prior to all this creation. You have an information, a knowledge you heard, and that you like and you believe in probably. Yeah?
Well, I think what I meant was that these experiences that you're describing, somehow in feeling them, like I know that I am... Oh, sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
Somehow in feeling them, I'm there. I don't know how to say it, but I was touched, you know.
Okay. Don't be touched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Ganga.
Hi.
When I go to Satsang, I love this so absolutely, and the feeling I want to be free, it's very strong. And the time will come, then I go to my daily life without Satsang, and I'm full of fear to lose this fire.
Then urgently see that I am already that. I am already what you love so much. I am it. What I hear, it's not somewhere. It's the description or the attraction, pointing to what I love. I am that. So wherever you are that. Wherever you are that. Don't confuse this background for a daily life. In daily life, you will be somebody as the one who is sitting now, but don't confuse the essence with the one who sits here and loves the essence. The one who loves the essence is in the manifestation, and of course the circumstances will be different, and he will probably have less time to enjoy those moments and so on. But that it's natural in this creation, it's the way the life presents itself. But if you don't confuse what I am, in fact, with this game, with this play, with this, it doesn't look like a game and a play, it's just very theoretical to say so, but with this manifestation, there is no problem, even if you prefer to be here. But it's not a problem, it's not like a drama that you have to solve. It's just like a preference, okay? Human is full of preferences, but here you know that they are only preferences. They don't show anything about what I am. You have to hear that. Otherwise, again, you will think, oh, I am not in satsang, and then I am with my computer, whatever you do, and I lost it now because my mind is busy. This is not a good description of what you are. It's a description of the person. Okay. Yeah?
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So, I don't know if I have a specific question,
But that's a problem for me.
but maybe you can help me. So, at the beginning of Satsang, you mentioned something about creativity. It's like creative flow, the essence, and
Oh yeah?
at least
I think it
that's
was
what I
her who
heard.
said that.
Maybe, I don't know, but something which you said it, I can't remember the sentence exactly, but really spoke a
This
truth.
is very important to be exact. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, tell me, what is your question?
So my question is that I noticed that although I've been allowing myself to connect more with my truth.
It's horrible sentence. you just throw that book, please.
Okay, so I'm not
Connecting to truth. First of all, you can speak of truth. Wow, amazing. And connecting. So there are two. I thought at Faita, I thought we speak about something which is not two. How can you speak like this? I'm very happy you speak like this, because then I can tell you.
Yes,
Okay.
I know, and I kind of expected probably I'm gonna get again.
No.
But
Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so continue.
So my mind is very attached to the idea of lack, the idea of not having enough, not being enough, not
Lacking, you mean?
receiving.
Lacking.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's something that I have been working on, and somehow naturally there were many teachers, masters coming my way, and everyone was a blessing for me. But somehow this area feels stuck. It feels like whatever I do, whichever way I try,
It's
there is
getting better, probably, but not always, and so on. Yeah.
yeah.
This is really the true, the seeker who really. I'm sorry. Not now. I am in satsang. Probably I want. Oh yes. Oh, poor one. Okay. So it's exactly the search of who am I? In fact, who am I? Because you see, whatever you do in this life, at some point, it may be presented differently, but for some, it can be, it shows that you always feel unsatisfied. Or as you say, I always feel something is missing. And it's true. It's because all your values or all what you know is temporary. And what means temporary? It's not here now. It can appear. It has a span of life, a transformation, some result and all, and then it ends again. And here I am, still with my unsatisfaction, because all those accomplishments and this work has been done in the realm of I am someone. It's in my personal life. And this unsatisfaction, if you feel so after having tried a lot of things, which were probably very good, it's not the fault of that. It is the fault of, it is working with the time, with the relative values, relative world. So here, to search or to see or to realize who you really are removes that feeling, because you don't place yourself only on an individual with his black and white fulfillment and unsatisfaction. So, or you can hear, you are already that, but you cannot figure it out. Or you investigate. Whatever I experience, and you don't judge your experiences, but whatever I experience, it's only an aspect of who I am. So you can say, I am not it. And you do that for a while, and then let's see what happens.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the most important also is, when I'm not it, you stay just a moment. I don't say meditate on it, but just a moment you keep quiet. And then something else, of course, comes and so on. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That is an investigation towards the source of your mind. And at the source of your mind, what is there? Just so that you know, what's there at the source of your mind?
Nothing. That what comes.
Oh, nothing. Who says that?
The mind.
Yeah, but give me the specific description. The mind, okay, but whose mind? What is the root of the mind? You say it every day.
Yes.
All the world say it.
Yeah, it's the identity.
But that is again an escape.
Yes.
Say it directly.
Me.
Not yet. More direct. I. That's the rising root of the mind.
Yes, I get it.
And that's why and how at some point in the investigation that question makes sense. Who am I? Then here you keep quiet because you don't want any answer from your body or feelings or mind. And that's it.
Yeah. It always brings me back to the now, to just being.
Why you went to this thought so quickly? Why did you go to this thought so quickly?
I don't know. Just that's what I.
Yeah, that I don't know. Yeah, because you are tyrannized by your mind, and this investigation is to remove the power of this mind. So even if a reflection or description or an experience looks so essential, I'm not it. It will never tell me the truth, this mind. It's too limited. It disappears when he tries to go there. So try to have this autoroute towards the root of the mind.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello. I'm observing that one of the patterns that my mind has is regarding making sense of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So when I'm seeing any type of inconsistency or incoherence, I feel the mind in full power. And it's kind of, I am here, I will solve it. And in that experience, even though I observe that is the mind playing the game of the mind, I don't know how to bring that power down. I can feel that drama.
But why should you bring it down? Why should you change your mind?
At least the focus.
No, but I mean, you try to search who you are or not, I just ask. Or you are busy more with this question. I just have to know.
I don't doubt my existence.
And you mean what by existence? Because it can mean a few things different in different language.
But by the knowing of...
But what means existence for you? I don't know.
I don't know how to describe it.
Okay, so it's not the life. You don't mean life, the life.
The physical life, not necessary. It's kind of by, the full existence, not necessarily this physical appearance. I don't doubt on that. And on the game of the character of this physical experience, I can see how the focus, it gets very easy into the mind.
Yeah, I understand.
When incoherence, outside incoherence.
Yeah, I understand. But then you think that working with your mind will bring you to the realization, full realization of the existence of who you are?
Yeah, it's very, that's incoherence.
That will never happen. The mind cannot enter here. The mind will not help here. It helps you in investigating, because if your mind is still strong, it's better to direct him towards the source than to catch new concepts, in a way. But investigation itself will not bring what you are. Is when you finally also leave the investigation, that you are just, that's realized. So the work you want to do, you can do it for your life if it is better for you, but it will not solve, never through the mind, who you are. It's clear? At least just now. Make it clear just now.
For now. For now, 100%.
Okay.
And I observe that on the daily basis.
Yeah, but then we are no more now.
Exactly.
No, we are in the
Yeah. Thank you.
If you are in the future, it is the mind who takes the whole subject with him, thinking, I will work on that. Where?
I wanted to check in from last time that I spoke to you about loyalty. And I don't feel like that there is a seeking happening since then anymore. Then more, I don't feel any motivation to look into something. Before there was a force in me who constantly wanted to observe or to look or to confirm or
yeah. Okay.
and
That left you.
That left me.
So keep quiet. But not as a meditation. No. Just keep quiet.
And this is, as the words of Papaji are following me for a long time.
Which ones?
Keep quiet. That's the only thing that worked actually over the years. But now I feel them not anymore. I don't grasp them mentally.
Oh, great. I wanted to...
I wanted to check in with you about that.
Let's
the words feels more embodied as some...
It's not embodied at all. It will never be embodied. To keep quiet is not addressed to your body or
No,
mind.
not in my body, but more like something...
No, nothing. You don't know. Why do you want to figure it out? Then you don't keep quiet.
Thank you. I don't know if this question is directed to you or to God, but in this moment I like to direct it to you.
Yeah.
And my question is the essence of who I am and who you are and everyone else in this room the same essence?
In the universe, yes.
Thank you.
Of course. Never pick up that question again.
Hi.
Hi.
I saw that meditation is also like running away from place where I really am. It's like also like desire, like looking for something more that I am in reality.
Okay. Yeah. Well seen. Now, if you still like it, you can, but not to attain anything.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So now, who is going to this meditation?
Someone.
Same one?
Norbert.
Oh no?
No, not the same one. Norbert. An aspect of what you are. You are still searching who you are? If you are not only the Norbert who was going to meditation to attain who he is, now he sees that movement. It's all right, but it's not to attain anything. So who are you? Don't search. I am that. Don't search. Then when I go to my body and all, I am Norbert. But it doesn't mean I lost myself. Myself is the background of everything, the essence. And sometimes Norbert is extremely busy, and sometimes is just quiet in himself. Still, it's an experience, but it will be like this. You just don't confuse an experience brings me there.
Thank you.
Yes. Anything which happens in this life, it's to bring something to the one who is born, who has the life. It has. So, if I sit, I sit. You see, you have to see that anything that is done in life, you just remove the belief it will bring me more to what I am, or I will have an accomplishment because of that. In that way, the life looks like the same when you are no more a seeker or a finder. But the actions are not with the belief, it brings me nearer myself. You are meditative, you sit, you just sit. You are busy, you are busy. That's it.
Yes, it all happened in me, but not to me.
Oh, very nice. No, all happened in me, and everything happens to me. The happenings happen to someone, but that someone with the happenings is in me. Well, anyway. because don't fall into the trap of Advaita, who speaks, and then the happenings don't happen to me anymore. No, no, no. The happenings happen to me as someone. It happens in this body and mind and feeling. But I know this is an expression of who I am. And there nothing happens, or it includes everything which happens also. Yeah.
It's not a question, but it's so nice to hear you say it like this, because, you know, in some way the happenings happen to me, and if you're in the me, it's so, you know, so real.
Yeah.
So real, and in some way it's just a soap bubble, you know, and the whole world is in this little bubbles, you know, that keep happening. It's so nothing else to say, but
Yeah. It is, yeah.
Hi. Hi. I wanted to know if everyone in this physical world have a different mission and how you can connect with that.
To know your own mission, you mean?
Mission like...
Yeah. But to connect with your own mission.
Yeah, your own mission, how to connect.
Oh, you don't even need to connect, because that will express itself by itself, by your birth. Yeah.
So is there inside by...
That's a question. I can say yes, you know, but in fact I don't know.
Okay.
But by birth I know that we all carry very different way to live and to accomplish this life. Sometimes with an obvious amazing mission, and sometimes absolutely discreet, which may not look like something, and still it is as great. You know.
And when, for example, someone pass out this physical world, it might happen because he or she already have
accomplished.
Yeah, the mission, like.
It's not always the case, huh? But you can believe so. It's better even, because even if it looks not accomplished, it's over. It had to be this way. It's also great. There is no obligation in this life. It is just everyone lives his life. And if he believes he has a mission, it's part of his life. But it's not, I have to say, it's very personal. The last question.
So who am I?
Okay, you don't ask me, huh?
Right.
Okay, no, wait. You ask from where this question arose, you go there. Because I ask, who am I? Who am I? Yeah? So you make a little loop, a little bubble, which is not needed because you are always from where this question arises and where this question disappears. That's what you are. Hmm? Where are you? Where are you just now? You see, when you could always reply, I'm myself. I'm myself. Your mind doesn't need to understand that. But when you still have this need to understand or to be authentic with your mind, honest with your mind, then you are obliged to do that loop. Who am I? And then whatever happens, happens. We have not to be authentic to the mind. Even if he asks you now, who am I? Why should you do that loop? Why? Why should you go to any movement of the mind? The mind will never know. Makes a loop or not, he will never know. So but one thing will be there. You will be freed from searching. That's great. Because the search is only in the mind. And finding is only in the mind. Thank you very much.